Welcome to another episode of Ask an Assistant, the podcast for executive assistants and the people that love us. I'm your host, Jess Lindgren. Let's get to work. This week's question comes from esteemed colleague Ken, who wrote in via askanassistant.com with the following question. When it comes to booking something on my executive's calendar, who sends the invite to lock it in? Ken, I love this question. You might not love my answer, and it might be a bit of a controversial, spicy, what have you take, but here it is. It depends. And I would say that I don't have a solid rubric for how and when, the who, what, when, where, why of it all when it comes to how it depends. But I would say that I personally end up sending invites at least 75% of the time. I work in a very entrepreneurial environment that is brushing up more and more daily against the entertainment industry. Lots of solopreneurs, if you will, people who are a one-person operation. They don't have support staff. People in the entertainment industry might not have an executive assistant, might not have solid calendaring processes, whatever. And not having an executive assistant or solid calendaring practices are not specific to the entertainment or entrepreneurial spheres, as it were. But I really would say at the end of the day that I send more invites than I probably quote unquote should, much as I don't like the word should. I do think a lot of people have etiquette, rubrics, systems, and processes around expectations, even around who is supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to or should send out the calendar invite. But I feel at the end of the day, if my executive wants the meeting confirmed, I want to get it on his calendar. I want the other person to be aware that it's locked in on our calendar, and I can always cancel what I've scheduled if someone else wants to own the appointment. Does that make sense? At a high level, here are some specific situations that come to mind where I will send the invite. In no particular order, if we being me and or my executive are the ones requesting to meet, I send the invite. If we want the meeting badly enough, I'll send the invite. If someone asks me to send it, I'll send it. It's no big deal. Conversely, on the flip side of the coin, here are some situations that come to mind where I expect someone else to send the invite. When we are scheduling an interview, let's say for my executive on another show, they need to send it. If a group of people are comparing schedules to find something that works and my executive is the last piece of the availability puzzle, the person requesting the meeting needs to send it. If I ask them to send it, they need to send it. Digging a little deeper into the aforementioned situations where I will send the invite, if we are the ones who are requesting to meet, this is usually something where we're interviewing someone for a media property of ours, a podcast, a YouTube channel, whatever, an internal team meeting, or maybe like a getting to know you 15 to 20 minute chat. We host these, whether it's on, oh my God, we've used any number of recording platforms over the years. It used to be Skype when I first started working with my executive over a decade ago. All the interviews would happen on Skype. All the meetings would happen on Skype. We use Zoom for team meetings. We've used, oh my gosh, I can't even remember all the different things we've used to record the podcast. I think presently we use Riverside. But like if we're hosting, we need the recording if appropriate. If the recording needs to be distributed to the person who is participating, if it needs to be given to our team, whatever, like we're owning the meeting. Yeah. Moving right along, if we want the meeting badly enough, including but certainly not limited to time sensitive opportunities, VIPs, other urgent matters that pop up, we'll move things around to make these meetings happen. And it really doesn't hurt me one bit to send an invite and or have my executive host the meeting. It's simple, it's fast. It ensures that it makes it onto the calendar. It ensures that whatever I had to move around to make the urgent matter happen gets rescheduled. If someone asks me to send an invite, again, I'm in a very entrepreneurial space. I'm getting more into the entertainment space. I'm never offended if someone asks me to send the invite. Like, again, maybe they don't have an executive assistant. Maybe they don't have super strong calendaring practices. Maybe they're in the car and don't want to forget. I'll even send it to lock it in. And if they want to own the meeting and send an invite later with their dial-in details, I'll delete my appointment when they send theirs, and it doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. The number of people who fly by the seat of their pants and don't send those dial-in details until like the day before a meeting absolutely blows my mind. And on our end, we will not hold the date and time if it's not on the calendar. So like at the end of the day, I would really rather have the placeholder there. I know who is supposed to be on the meeting because I'm the one scheduling it. Like it really, again, doesn't hurt my feelings, and it takes very little time. I'm very good at calendaring, so it's quick and easy. Going back to the times where I expect someone else to send the invite, if we're scheduling an interview for my executive on someone else's show, they need to send it because it's not our responsibility to record and get the audio, the video, whatever other assets to them for their show. Like whatever recording platform it is that they're using, we need those details and we need them in advance. The number of people who we will like agree to something. So let's just say it's February 1st and we say, okay, we're going to record on February 15th. And they say, oh yeah, we'll send the calendar invite 2 days beforehand. And it's like, well, what happens when February 15th falls on a Monday and my executive and I only work Monday through Thursday, so I haven't been in the office? You're going to send that over the weekend. You're going to expect me to get in the inbox before 9 a.m. Pacific. It's a little easier to do now that I'm on the East Coast. But like on the West Coast, I'm not checking my email first thing in the morning. Like, come on. It is easy and quick to send a calendar invite, and, you know, kind of like us making time for things that we really want to make happen. If someone really wants the interview to happen, they'll send the calendar invite now. Even if they don't send the dial-in details until later, like get it on the calendar, confirm it for all the parties, and show us that you're serious. The second scenario, when I really expect the other person to be sending the invite, if a group of people are comparing schedules to find something that works and my executive is the last piece of the puzzle, they need to send the invite to lock it in. Like, I always endeavor to respond to those requests as quickly as possible. I would say if you looked at my response time for my internal team over the last decade, I think especially recently, I can't speak to myself 5-10 years ago, but within the last few years, like my response time is under an hour, usually under 10 minutes. Like the instant I see a request come through, okay, happy to help. Here are the options, all times X number of minutes in the Pacific time zone. So then people have something to anchor it to. I'm quick, I'm professional, I'm thorough. I pick from all the dates that they've offered. Like, yeah, someone else needs to send the invite because they're the ones that are doing all of the coordination with all of the other involved parties. And when someone else has done 99% of the work and then they try to hand it to me to get it across the finish line, something always ends up getting lost in translation, right? Like if you're the one who has requested the meeting, I'm simply giving you the dates and times where my executive is available. I know we're always working across multiple calendars, multiple time zones. I don't want to be the person holding things up for half a dozen others. I've given you the dates and times that we have. And then from there, I always include a sentence. Pick your favorite and send a calendar invite to lock it in. Yeah, it's been over a decade of working with the same team, definitely leading by example and showing people kind of how I operate the calendar on our side of things. And people have really come around. Like I don't even have to say the sentence anymore about send a calendar invite to lock in your favorite. Like everybody knows now, if that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, when my executive is the last piece of that puzzle, the person who has asked for that availability, please just send the invite. It's so helpful. And kind of like if someone asks me to send the invite, if I ask someone to send the invite, I really need them to send it. Like, I hope it makes sense and doesn't come off as rude to say it like this. But when me and or my executive are doing someone a solid by getting my executive in a place at a time to speak with them, whether it's on a video call or like in person, we really need them to show us that they're serious, that they're taking this seriously. They understand that we've moved things to make it happen. And the least you can do is send us a calendar invite. I've seen this discussed up and down in pretty much every executive assistant forum that I'm a part of, from Facebook groups to subreddits to the lofty halls of LinkedIn. And people have really strong feelings about who needs to send the calendar invite. I'd rather something just ends up on the calendar than gets forgotten. So I really do more send way more appointments than I need to. It's low lift, it's fast, it's easy. It helps both parties make sure that it happens. And it teaches folks who don't have strong calendaring practices how to calendar the way that I like it done. And that's all for this week, Ken. I really hope that my thoughts on the matter help point you in the right direction. And to everyone out there listening, I'd love to hear a bit about your calendaring process. What do you think about my process? What's your process? What are your top tips, do's and don'ts? What are your pet peeves when it comes to all of this? And what information do you or do you not include? Because I definitely err on the side of more information than not enough. I always specify, this is for 60 minutes in the Pacific time zone. We typically record for 45 minutes, but we book 60 in case of technical difficulties and to give you time to chat before and after the interview. Like, I include all of it. I attach assets to the calendar appointment, like headshots, bios. When we were doing a book tour for my executive last year, I would attach the digital reader of the book for the person conducting the interview to the calendar invite. Like, get everything all in one place, make it easy for everybody, and get it on the calendar. All right, wrapping things up. All of that said, I hope you are as happy, healthy, and hydrated as you can be here in March of 2026. As always, leave your comments, questions, thoughts, and concerns for me at askanassistant.com. And until next week, take care.